Hello, you beautiful stars. Welcome to another week of Awaken and Align podcast. I am your host, Laura Chung, and today is the first week of August. OMG, August, one of my favorite months out of the year, Leo season. As a fellow fire sign here with my Aries sun, Sag rising, I really love what Leo season has to offer and the themes of Leo season. And if you listened to Cho Huang's interview last week, which was episode 141, you know that there's a lot of opportunity in the month of August with Leo. And well, this is a very special week. Again, if you haven't listened to Cho's episode, I highly recommend that because the first week here in August is a little tense. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling these tense energies with myself and with others, because Leo is all about being true to yourself, being passionate, being in your heart space, right? But the opposite sign, being an Aquarius, is the collective, community, groups, friendships. So an opposition in astrology is a tense aspect. It's asking us to see the other side, take the other side into consideration. And that's not always easy when we're in the sun's energy of Leo, when we just want to be in our own truth. We want to do what we want to do. And with all of the aspects that are happening this week, I think that it is an opportunity for us to really sit with ourselves and ask ourselves the important questions of, am I, first of all, speaking out in consideration to what's true to myself, but also with the collective in mind, because right now Mercury is also in the sign of Leo. So Leo, Mercury being in the sun, its home sign, and Mercury being in Leo, you're going to want to express this through speaking and how you communicate. So this week I wanted to do something special because it is a very special week leading up to Lionsgate portal, the 8/8 portal, which not a lot of astrologers actually, I found out, see the significance of it. It's more of a, I guess, esoteric, metaphysical, star seed kind of activation portal. And I learned about this actually when I was studying in India back in 2018. And in Kundalini Yoga specifically, we know of these portals, these energy portals, where many, many ancient civilizations found the significance of them for certain gateways of either manifestation or an energy activation. So if you are not familiar with the Lionsgate portal, I'm going to be talking about that today. And then also the new moon in Leo that's happening on Sunday. And I just feel that this week is just, yes, it's tense and a little difficult. But I really believe, as you all know, if you've been following me from the beginning, that through challenges and through tense aspects and times is when we truly get to see the power within us. And so I really, really cherish these moments when we are sometimes between a rock and a hard place, that we can find the inner lion within. And then I'm going to go through each of the rising signs and give a channeled messages for each with the tarot. And I usually post this twice a month on my YouTube channel. You could find me at Laura Chung, but I will also link the description box down below. If you would rather watch this in that kind of format, you can see what the cards look like. You can see me channeling as I'm going along. And I do this twice a month on the new and full moon for each rising sign using the tropical whole house system. But I thought it would be an extra beautiful treat to do it for the podcast listeners today, because I don't know, there's something about when somebody gives you a channeled message based on an area of your life. For me personally, when I listen to astrologers who do this kind of work, but also channel with tarot and divination, it feels like it resonates more for some reason. Actually, not for some reason, because it's in that specific area of your life that is being activated right now, and that you're going to have a 6-month renewal I don't want to say new beginning per se, because, you know, energy is not created nor destroyed. Newton's third law of thermodynamics. It's something that you probably have been working on, but you'll be able to see things in a different way with new perspective. And I feel because Neptune in Pisces has been squaring the nodes of fate, a lot of us have been feeling foggy, blocked. We haven't had clear vision. We've been like the Two of Swords, right? Like blocked vision, not being able to see. And I think these channeled messages are really helpful when you need that extra clarity. And it's not up to me to tell you what to do with your life. I'm not a fortune teller, if you will. I use my gifts, my psychic abilities, my intuition to help guide you towards something that you already know with your own intuition. I'm just confirming what you already know. And that's why I love divination, tarot, astrology, because we're all just guiding each other home. That quote by Ram Dass. So that is the layout of today's episode. So grab yourself your favorite cup of something, cacao, tea, water, and we'll go on a little journey this week and what you can expect. So welcome. I'm like, where do I even begin? First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for all of you who are tagging me out there. I see you, I hear you, and it just makes my heart soar when I hear that you're listening to this podcast and that's helping you in any way, because not that I need it for my ego boost, but sometimes, yeah, maybe for my ego boost, like I need to know that my human self is doing the right thing, that I'm following my own inner guidance, my own inner system. It's interesting. I have two real life anecdotes to share. So yesterday on TikTok, some asshole was like, why am I going to listen to somebody who worships the moon? And I paused for a second, because normally, being my Aries self, I would have hit back at him and been like, who the fuck do you think, blah, 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 right? Like that would have been my normal way of reacting to something like that. And then I realized, you know, if I reply back, which there are moments when I do and I don't, I listen to my own discernment of how much energy I want to put into these kind of things. But if I write back, then I am accepting what he's saying. And it was a he, a white he, by the way. Not that that wouldn't surprise most of you, but, and then secondly, I was proud of myself, because it just showed me how much I've grown personally and how much more in my Leo energy and in my authenticity. Because I think if this had happened even a year ago, I would have felt so horrible. I would have been like, yeah, maybe I am weird. I do worship the moon. I do look at the moon cycles like every day. I do look at my astrology app every day. I do like pull cards for myself every day. And he's right. Like, why am I even doing this? This is so weird. But then I like took another pause and I said to myself, you just have to follow what you are passionate about. You just have to follow what you like to do. Exactly what Cho said as well about Leo season and about August is you just have to be so radical and rebellious, because that inherently is just you being your authentic self. And so I asked myself, do I like talking about the moon? Yes. Do I like talking about tarot and divination? Yes. So there's no problem here. We just keep moving forward. And it was that moment yesterday where I could have totally spent that whole hour obsessing and being like, what am I doing? I'm so weird. And had claimed that message for myself, but I just binded it and rebuked it and just said, I do not claim that. That is not me. And then a second thing happened on Sunday. I went to my friend Florencia's solar return, her birthday party, which a lot of you know because she is the co-founder of Cacao Laboratory, and also has been on this podcast twice. But anyway, she had many friends there that I had not met. One of them in particular, he is a teacher. And I say that because it will give you context of my story. So he asked me, what do you do? And I sat there and I said, how do I even answer this? Not to be just combative right away, even though I did. I said, I'm a bad bitch. But I said right after, I said, I'm a bad bitch. And then I said, how do I even describe myself in more than one word? Because I am a multi-hyphenate. I love different things. And I feel like my service to myself in this world encompasses so many different things. I'm an energy healer. I'm a speaker. I'm a podcaster. I'm a teacher. I'm a student. And so I guess in one word, I'm a bad bitch. But anyway, it was interesting because next to him was somebody that I knew through cacao circles that I have not really met in person. I haven't really interacted with her, but she asked a follow-up question, which I felt really aligned to my soul. She said, are you the flame that sparks people, or are you the flame that sustains people, or something to that effect? And it really had me thinking about what I do and what I'm doing and my mission in this world, which I've probably shared this with you in almost every solo episode as I continue to figure it out myself. But I really feel, because I have Uranus on my ascendant, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, I will explain it to you. And I just have all of these aspects in my chart that speaks of an awakener. I feel I am the original spark. I am the person who helps people see things in a different way, and also introduces people to different things that they might not have considered. And with that, you know, my human design, I'm the experimenter. I try different things. I do different things. I read different kinds of books. I try to educate myself as much as possible. You know, this new moon in Leo is happening in my 9th house for all you fellow Sag risings out there, which is our house. The 9th house is the Sagittarian house of higher knowledge and higher thinking. And what she said really ignited me again of why I'm doing this. My personal why and why I'm here is to really help you, the listener, the person who is curious about life and just seeing things in a different way, and helping guide you and give you more clarity about yourself. Because ultimately in the Aquarian age, it's not about me being your guru or necessarily like me giving you a roadmap to your own life. I'm just helping you listen to your own intuition and confirm things within you that you already know. And that is the shift from the Piscean age of following a guru, following a teacher, following I guess like a church, right? To the Aquarian age, where we are all ignited within ourselves with our own intuition, our own soul's wisdom from many different lifetimes to help each other remember. And that can go the other way, right? Where we're not humble enough to ask for a teacher, or we're not humble enough. We're too egocentric, too much in narcissism, which is the shadow side of Leo, to not ask for help when we need it, but also humble ourselves to know that we don't know it all. And that's the thing that I keep coming back to, is that we don't know. We don't know a lot of things, and we have to be okay with that. And I say this, today is August 3rd, 2021. And because a teacher, one of my teachers that I used to study under, Guru Jagat, transcended to the other realm on, I think, Monday, August 2nd. So just yesterday, she transcended at a very young age. And I met so many of my friends and so many of these podcast guests through that community and through her. And I first met Guru Jagat in 2018. I was thinking about moving to LA, oddly enough, and I went to her Venice Beach studio for like every day for a month straight, and that's where I first met her. And then when I went back to New York, I found the New York studio, and then I went on a retreat last No, not last year, because last year was the panorama. In 2019, I went to one of her women's leadership retreats up in upstate New York, and I got to really get to know her and take classes with her. And I'm truly saddened because there was a lot of darkness and shadow surrounding that community, especially the Kundalini community, which I won't get into right now because it's just too much. But anyway, it doesn't diminish the fact that she was a leader of her own community and of the Kundalini community, and we all have our light and our dark. So for me to be here and judge somebody about whatever perceived things that she said or did not say or did not do, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to do that. I'm just saying that I did learn a lot from her, and I did gain a lot of understanding and wisdom through her over the last 4 years since I started this journey. And I just have to pay respects to her and you know, acknowledge her. And I hope that her transition into the astral realms, the other dimensions, is peaceful and safe. So anyway, I felt really called to say that because her name was Guru Jagat. And as I'm speaking about the end of the age of gurus and teachers, and really having us take ownership of our own lives and of our own everything, decisions, the way we live our lives. And I know when I say these kind of things to the people around me, my own family, my own friends, it is incredibly triggering, because when you realize, when you have that awakening that your entire life and your entire reality is dependent on you and the way that you think about yourself in your life, then the onus goes back to you. Then you have to create change. Then you have to do something about it. And not everybody wants to take that step because A, it could be scary, and B, it could be, you know, it actually requires some work. So anyway, I wanted to lay that all out there in the beginning. And also, I'm so glad I remembered to say this. If you are interested in a community, or if you're seeking more understanding of astrology, divination, or anything at all that's metaphysical, witchy, or spiritual, I do have a Patreon. I do have a community, and there's 3 different tiers. The first tier is the magician tier, which is once a month you get access to the full moon circles. The second tier is the high priestess tier, and you get the full and the new moon, so twice a month. And then the empress tier, which is the highest tier, you get access to a circle every week plus bonuses. I give special discounts and sometimes free readings to the empress level. We have our own special WhatsApp chat that we share things on. And also you get free access to our free community classes. Last month we had on Xenia, who walked us through our human design charts. And then a couple months ago, we had my astrology teacher, Nick Lasky, on to talk about the astrology, I believe of June or the eclipses. I don't remember because that feels like it was so long ago. Anyway, make sure to check that out. I link everything in the show notes on the website, awakenandalign.life. And also, if you are interested in learning Reiki 1 and Reiki 2, right now I'm only offering one-on-one through Zoom. And I am offering Reiki 3 to a selected group of people. You can find all that information out on my website or the link down below. Okay, now without further ado, here we go. So the Lionsgate portal, first of all, I just have to say that this time of year, I think I said this already, is super exciting for me, especially the Lionsgate portal, because it is a portal of manifestation. So this happens when the star Sirius, which is a very bright star, it becomes visible during Leo season. And the ancient Egyptians, or ancient Kemet, they recognized that when they would see the star, the Nile River would flood. So it was a symbol of manifestation, of fertility, of abundance, because as you know, Egypt in that time, in that specific area, would become dry during the summertime. So whenever this star would come, would be visible to them, the Nile would flood and it would give them, you know, purification and water. And, you know, water is the element of so many things. It holds consciousness, right? So ancient Egyptians saw this as a very, I guess, benefic, auspicious time. And the star Sirius is in Orion's belt, and the three pyramids of Giza were lined up specifically to those three stars of Orion's belt. And some say that when the Nile floods, it is Isis's tears because she's crying over Osiris. So it does have some like sad connotations to it, but overall, when we get into talking about the numerology of it, you're going to see that it is benefic, in fact. So August is the 8th month of the year, and 8 in numerology is about power, self-confidence, vitality, fortitude, life force, energy. In Asian cultures, the number 8 is a very lucky number. It's a very good sign of abundance, of wealth. And I just remember anytime a family member would, you know, have a wedding, they would try to set it on a date that was an 8, or have their, if they were opening up a business, they would try to have that number have an 8 in it or add up to an 8. So it's a very benefic number in Asian culture. And I always remember this because my sister has a life path number 8, and people with the number 8 in their birthdays too, or their life path number, are considered to be very lucky people. But overall, the 8th card in the tarot too is the Strength card, which is dun, 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 the Leo card. And in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, which I need to get because I keep referencing it, but I don't actually have it, you see the image of a woman opening the mouth of the lion, which signifies inner strength and confidence because she is taming the lion. So this energy of the 8 is all about having that self-confidence, having that power to overcome any obstacles you personally face in your life. Now, because it's on 8-8, it's a double 8. It's a double meaning of the number and the vibration of 8. Because whenever numbers appear together, they're considered master numbers. They're considered to be even more powerful when you see double digits, like 11, right? 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6. It's like spirit being like, pay attention. So 8-8 is a day of manifestation, of really, really getting into your self-confidence, like solar plexus energy. This Lionsgate portal is happening in the new moon of Leo, right? So like Leo energy, just think of Leo. I have a couple of lions here as a backdrop. And this is by my friend Caro. She was also a guest on my podcast. If I remember to link her episode, I will in the show notes. But she painted this, and I feel like this is a perfect visual of the new moon in Leo, because we have the phases of the moon here. We have these 2 snakes covering these spheres or eggs or planets. And I always think of snakes as being, you know, the Kundalini energy, the creative energy, awakening, death, and rebirth. And then we have these 4 lionesses in the corners. So really activating that self-confidence within, that power within. Because actually, when we manifest from our set point of our vibration. So when you want to manifest something different for your life, you have to change your frequency. You have to be at a different vibration. And so what that's going to take is working through all of your fears, the lower 3 chakras. And I've said this in so many of my solo episodes, and I'm not saying this to sound annoyed, but I'm just saying this to remind you of the importance of working with your shadows, with whatever you feel is holding you back from achieving the things that you want or getting after the things that you want. So the new moon in Leo being on Sunday, 8/8 as well, the sun is in its home sign of Leo. It's in its domicile, which makes it more powerful. And the moon's ruler is the sun. It's happening on a Sunday. So I'm just saying all of this because there's a pattern here. There is a theme of being in your sun, in your vitality, in your confidence, in your, it can also be the, you know, childlike wonder of life, what you remember you wanting to do, how you wanted to feel as a child. And also your solar plexus, which is the energy center at your navel point. Doing breath of fire would be great. Doing some kind of solar work, you know, solar gazing. Please look that up before you do that. I don't want it to cause anybody any harm with their eyes, but doing any kind of work to open up your energy centers, like yoga, doing asanas is perfect. Meditating, really radiating that energy in your solar plexus to activate your power. So it's exciting, right? Because there's, and whenever I figure these things out, I feel like I'm one of those investigative, like putting the dots, putting the pieces together of, oh my God, numerology, it's 8/8. Oh my God, it's happening on Sunday. Oh my God, it's happening in Leo. You know, all of these things coming together is really going to support you at this time. So we are coming out of a waning phase of the moon. We just had a full moon in Aquarius, and then this is the waning phase. So we were illuminated to something. We were shown something. We realized something at that full moon in Aquarius. And now it's the releasing phase of the moon. Like, what do I need to let go of? Who do I need to let go of? Thoughts, beliefs, behaviors. Somebody on TikTok, if you're listening to this, it might be you, messaged me and asked, I am afraid to take action steps. Well, this is the perfect time for you actually to remove whatever you believe about yourself or the stories that you hold about yourself that are preventing you from taking action. And might I add, taking action is only, I don't want to say good or bad, but it's only necessary when you feel inspired to. Like, you should never feel like you have to do something or that you should do something. And when you are truly inspired and when you are truly passionate, you will do it anyway. You will feel inclined to do it, which is what I was kind of saying at the beginning of this episode, that I'm going to do this, like, regardless if I get paid or not. Even though I hope to get paid. Sponsorships, I'm calling it in. I'm going to do this, and I do this regardless. Like, I give free daily, almost daily readings now on TikTok. So check that out. And I pull cards for me and my friends every day. So I do this regardless of anybody's acknowledgement, because I love it so much. I love talking about astrology. I love talking about things that most people would find weird or, you know, just not real, but they are real to me. And it makes me passionate about talking about it and also sharing it with other people. So that's how you know that it's what you're in alignment with, because you will do it no matter what. You will feel inspired. If it's something that you're like, oh, you know, making excuses, or you don't feel inclined to do it, you either have to ask yourself, is it the right thing? Or do you feel like you should do it? Or maybe you have some kind of story in your head that you're not good enough to share, or X, Y, and Z. Anyway, I didn't want to make that into a lecture, which my shadow side of Sagittarius can get there, but I just wanted to let you know that there's a rhyme and reason for everything, and you have to be contemplative. That's why, for me, meditation and journaling are such important practices, because I ask myself these questions like, why don't I? Or why do I do this? The why, the intention is everything. So I just wanted to read this from, this is not sponsored, by the way, but it's from Magic of I. I bought this for myself in the beginning of the year. It's a beautiful calendar journal thing, but it has like all the days have the astrological signs. And I also launch things for my business on specific energetic days that are aligned to my own natal chart and the phases of the moon, obviously. But anyway, I love it. It's been so helpful for 2021. I just wanted to read what they write for the new moon, because they have like a statement every month with the moon and the themes. By the way, the new moon in Leo is happening on Sunday, August 8th, which I already mentioned, at 16 degrees of Leo at 14 minutes at 9:50 a.m. Eastern time. Adjust for your time zone. And you want to look at where you have 16 degrees of Leo, plus or minus 3 degrees on either side, and also your Aquarian house. Okay, so the new moon. I boldly love myself exactly the way I am, so I may inspire others to do the same. So that is the theme of this new moon. And I think it's so beautiful, because if there is any sign that I wish I could be more like, it's Leo. I feel like everybody secretly, or not secretly, judges Leos for being extra and for being out there. But I think it's a part of us that we want to embody, right? Like when I see J-Lo and when I see just Leos that are just getting after it, I'm always like, oh, man, I need some of that action within me. I'm just going to take a sip of water. I know some of you are probably thinking to yourself, but you are so outspoken. I'm actually a lot more measured than I want to be. I'm actually, if I didn't wait, if I wasn't patient, because I am an Aries sun, if I was going on my impulses, then I wouldn't take into consideration how I come off or how I speak, because sometimes when I speak, when I communicate, it could be very blunt and very cold, you know, my Aquarian moon. So sometimes I have to reel it back in and sit with it for a little second to see like, what's the energy behind this, you know? Okay, so I have my cacao. We're going to go through each of the rising signs, and you're going to look at your tropical whole house system house, your rising sign, because it's your first house. And also, whatever messages come through, take what resonates and take what does not resonate, because this is collective energy for these rising signs. So sometimes if I say something, it might have been meant for one particular like Leo rising, and the rest of you need to look at your own chart or consult an astrologer. I have many astrologers on my podcast, so you can look them up, ask them for help. But, you know, your own personal natal chart is going to give you more information about the aspects that are going on in this particular lunation. But in general, I would have to say that it's a new beginning. It's a new portal opening up for you to manifest something in the Leo house of your life. And the way that you do that, the qualities in which you bring that sun energy, is through your sun sign. So for example, this new moon is happening in my Leo house, in my 9th house. And the way that I go about activating that house is through my Aries sun. Got it? Okay, cool. It's called depositor. When you look at the ruler of the moon, the lunation. All right, so we're going to start with Leo rising. This is happening in your first house. Are you feeling more like the bold lion that you are? You feel more fire. You feel more vitality and energy. You recently had Venus and Mars transiting through your first house, so you might have gotten a little bit more attention. I don't know any Leo that doesn't get attention anyway, a little bit more energy. Actually, I just want to make sure I just want to double confirm that Mars did actually move. Yes, Mars and Venus are currently in Virgo. So right now you have Mercury and the Sun transiting your first house. So this is a new beginning, this new moon in Leo, of your self-concept, of possibly even your physical body. So you had Mars transiting your first house. You were maybe inclined to exercise. Venus in your first house, you were like, I want to look good. Maybe you were feeling yourself. Maybe you were feeling more confident in your own body, in your own self. So I would say with Mercury and the Sun being in your first house, you want to now like communicate to the world how fabulous you are. And you're just really feeling good. Again, I don't know any Leo. Personally, I don't know any Leo that lacks confidence. You know, the shadow side of Leo is obviously narcissism and being too much in your ego, but I don't personally know many Leos like that, which I'm very grateful for. I guess like attracts like, right? Okay, so we're gonna ask Spirit of the highest realms for the good of all involved. See, you Leos made me tongue-tied. What are the messages that Leo risings need to know? Now, if you are listening to this on the podcast, you might want to try to figure out and skip ahead to your own personal rising sign, or you could just hop on to YouTube and click the timestamp down below. I usually put the timestamps in the description box or in the pinned comments, and you could fast forward to your specific rising sign. Or if you want to go on this journey and listen to all of them, that's fine too. All right, Leo, let's do this. What is the message for Leo? Wow. Okay, first we have the 10 of Pentacles. Exactly. I love seeing this. This is feeling yourself. You're building some kind of long-term legacy of how people see you, relate to you, how you see and relate to yourself. So when I see the 10 of Pentacles, normally I think of the 10th house. I think of legacy, family business. I think of something that's going to stand the test of time, your reputation. But since this new moon is happening in your first house, I feel like you are really like I said, you are in it. You feel good. You feel like, I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm here. And I'm going to let people know what I'm all about, because the full moon in Aquarius happened in your descendant in the 7th house of partnerships of other people. So whatever you are manifesting, just know that it's going to be for the long term, because the King of Wands came out right after, and the King of Wands is your energy, right? It's Leo, Sag, Aries. And the King of Wands is somebody who is, I almost feel like royalty energy with this, which is also Leo. Leo is known as the most royal energy of the zodiac. This is somebody who knows what the fuck he, she, they want. This is somebody who gets after it as well. Now we have the 2 of Swords, which I mentioned in the beginning of this session, I guess, or podcast episode, video, whatever you want to call this. The 2 of Swords keeps coming out in all the readings collectively, but also for me personally. And 2 of Swords means blocked vision. Something that you have not seen, or something that was hidden from you, or you don't feel clarity on this. But just know that when you are standing strong in your worth, in your self-worth, your self-power. Remember, work on your solar plexus energy. Activate that inner lion within you. You are going to get the ultimate inspiration and hope with the star card at the back of the deck. The star card is Aquarius energy, which I just also mentioned, in your 7th house. So I don't know, maybe I'm getting these vibes of you had to really let go of limiting beliefs about yourself, things that do not serve you, because some of you might be calling in like a long-term partnership, or some of you are manifesting that with this next full moon in Aquarius that's happening on August 22nd at the 29th degree, might I add. The more and more you can do your own self-love work, do some mirror work, self-love, self-worth, those are the keywords that are coming up for me. You are really going to manifest this thing that you're manifesting. But don't get bogged down by the fact that you might not see it yet, right? Because with every fire signs are so sure and so confident. And when you don't see it in the physical realm is when maybe you're like, am I doing this right? Is it happening? Trust. This is when the universe is asking you to trust that when there is darkness, when you cannot see, Two of Swords, it doesn't mean that it's not there with this star card in the back of the deck. We see stars at nighttime because it's dark, but the stars are always there. That's the thing. And I love that the star card came out for you specifically because you are Leo rising. And so you are ruled by the sun. So whatever happens with the sun, you are affected by. So make sure that you are taking care of your physical body as well, because the 1st house is your physical body. Thank you, Leo risings. We are on to Virgo risings now, and this is happening in your 12th house. Wow, having Leo in your 12th house, what is that like? The 12th house is things that are hidden, things that you are releasing from this lifetime and other lifetimes. I don't know why I felt called to say that to you. It's places that are hidden, like libraries, ashrams, prisons, hospitals. So I don't know if some of you work in those fields, but this new moon in your 12th house in Leo is maybe you finally asking for what you want. I don't know why this message is coming through. You finally asking for what you want in an area of your life where you felt small, because the 12th house is like hidden. It's like the unseen realms. You are finally standing up for yourself and your worth and asking for what it is that you want. And maybe because you have Leo in your 12th house, you try to blend in. You don't want to be seen all the time. You try to be like in the crowd versus the main star. But maybe this is your time, Virgo risings. I don't know why I feel called to say this, because that's not normally the message of the 12th house I would give. But because this is Lion's Gate and this is the new moon in Leo, maybe you're being asked to, and maybe you feel called. That's the thing. You feel called to also shine. Okay. Ooh, okay, this first card popped out, but I didn't even ask the question yet. So here we go. Spirit guides, ancient ancestors, angels and archangels from the highest realm. What is your message for Virgo risings for this new moon in Leo in the 12th house? Oh, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. It's too much. Sorry, they just decided to mow the lawn as I'm recording this, so I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Oh, and you are also ruled by Mercury. Your chart is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is in your 12th house. So you want to communicate what you've been feeling. You've been wanting to communicate and express yourself more. Okay. So the first card that came out is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is you balancing or juggling many things at once. But I'm feeling like it's more of you trying to decide. This isn't necessarily a card for decision making. I would attribute that to like a swords energy, or even like the Lover's card. But I'm getting this energy from looking at this Pentacles, that you Virgo risings are trying to balance two areas of your life where you've been juggling. So it could be, for example, you're spiritual, but you're in the mundane world. Like, let's say you really believe in astrology and tarot, but you work in finance. Like, that was my old life. So I'm just using that for example. And you feel like you can't show either or to either community or friendships that you used to have in the past because you're afraid. Or maybe you're not even afraid. You're just like, this is a part of me that I want to express in every realm of my life, but you just haven't integrated that yet. I don't know why I'm getting this energy, but then with the Chariot, you want to move forward. You want to break free. You want to be like, this is me, which is why I was feeling in the beginning that this new moon in Leo, this new activation in that house, the 12th house, is you want to like come out. You want to show the people around you, your coworkers or your friends or your family, even an area of your life that maybe you were keeping a secret, or that you, like a new aspect of yourself that you have not yet shared. And I don't really think of Virgos as secretive. Like, I would think that more of Scorpios, but they kind of are. They're very discerning of who they share things with. And then the next energy that came out is the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, feeling like lost, feeling like I don't know how it's going to be received. I don't know if I do share with people around me that I'm into astrology, or even vice versa. Like, if you are in a spiritual community and you tell people that you have a quote unquote 3D job, are they going to judge me? Are they going to think I'm weird? The bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands, but you will prevail and you will communicate it, because the Knight of Wands moves towards passion, moves towards desires, moves towards what feels intuitively right in the spirit, in this heart, in the soul. And so you are going to do this. It's just a matter of, can you remember who you are, which is this Leo new moon. It's being confident and authentically you. So even though you might be feeling like, meh, and because they're pentacles, it could be at work. Again, I said that, you know, the 12th house is places that are hidden. So hospitals, prisons, ashrams, places that like we don't see, but obviously are still there. So maybe you work in one of those areas, or maybe you personally have a secret that you want to purge, because the 12th house is the house of purging and the unseen realms. Maybe you want to come out to your family and friends, and you have to be confident to know that you being authentically you, people will love you the way you are. I don't know who that message was for, but like I read in the beginning with my planner, I boldly love myself exactly the way I am, so I may inspire others to do the same. Do it for yourself. Okay, Virgo risings, thank you so much. Now we are moving on to Libra risings. Ooh. Okay, Libra risings, this is happening in your 11th house. How fun. Having Leo in your 11th house, you are having a new beginning, an activation of groups, friends, communities. So maybe you've been manifesting your soul community, your group, a new group of friends, or maybe you want to be a part of a new group, because again, not new, but a new moon is all about a new beginning or an opening of something fresh, something different, right? And with Leo being there, a heart-minded community. I always say that in my community, Awaken and Align, our circles are heart-minded community, because we don't want everybody to think the same, because that would just be like groupthink. In psychology, it's called groupthink, when everyone thinks the same and you don't have expanded consciousness or awareness, because you're not open to other people's points of view. So heart-minded people are people who have the same values and morals as you, people who are heart-centered and are open to unconditional love and expansion. So maybe that's what you've been calling in as of late. Okay, we are still at Libra rising, but the lawn mowing got so loud and my parents both came home and they were just making so much noise. So I had to put on background noise just to, help me focus first and foremost. So if it gets too loud, I will put it down so you can hear me. But oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Whew, okay, we are asking now for Libra risings. I told you this was going to be a journey. It always is. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Spirit, ancient ancestors, angels, and archangels from the highest realm, please help me channel the messages for Libra risings happening in your 11th house. Okay, I don't know why this message is coming through, and it might be just for some of you who are listening to this, but a lot of you might have been seeing or you've been, like since the full moon in Aquarius, right? Because Aquarius is friends, community, that you've been seeing some of your friends' shadow side, or you've been feeling like some of them have, again, this is only for some of you watching this, but I'm definitely channeling this, that some of you have been betrayed or deceived by a friend. But with any luminary, when it's a full or new moon, you're shown something, right? And now I feel that this is a time for you where you're manifesting friendships, as I was saying, from a heart space, real friends, true friendship. Now, this is another message for others of you who are like, that does not resonate with me. Because we have the 7 of Cups that came up, some of you are manifesting a friend who might be even more than that. Or you have been manifesting a love interest that ends up being from your friends group. And why I say this is because we have the 7 of Cups, which talks about lots of different options, It can also talk about being an illusion in the illusion, and you can't like see or think straight. But when it comes out with the King of Cups, this is somebody who has a love offering, but it's a king. So somebody who is more mature, somebody who knows how to control his or her emotions or their emotions, somebody who knows what he, she, they want in a relationship. So there's a couple of scenarios, because I feel like a lot of Libra risings watch me and listen to me. But so the first message was for those of you who felt deceived or like you saw something in friendship that you did not like, and now you're manifesting a new friend. Well, you are definitely going to get that because of the 7 of Cups. You have lots of different options. Just stay true to who you are and stay true to who you are, because your vibration is going to attract the people that are meant for you in your life. And you're going to have a significant friend who's going to show up. Somebody who can be there for you emotionally, somebody who doesn't project their own fears and shadows onto you. For those of you who have been manifesting love, I feel that it's either through a friends group, through your own friends group, because again, this is happening in your 11th house, or your friend becomes more than just a friend, if you know what I'm saying. Please let me know, by the way, in the comment section or through DM if this is true, because this is exciting. I'm feeling very good vibes from Libra rising group, even though excuse me, even though you might have figured out that one of your friends was talking shit about you or something like that. It's better to know than not know, so you know where to put your energy into, okay? So yeah, the 7 of Wands is an energy of feeling defensive, feeling like, what the fuck, like blah, 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 blah. And I think that was the energy I was channeling in the first group of Libra rising, was like feeling defensive, feeling like, well, how could you? You're supposed to be my friend. Or this could be guarding your feelings. When you are calling somebody in, when you are calling in love, when you are manifesting a divine partner, because the King of Cups is a divine partner. When I see the King of Cups too, I think of soulmate energy, and take that as it resonates. Not every reader sees the King of Cups that way, but the King of Cups is from the Cups family, and the Cups is intuition, psychic, something that you necessarily can't see, but you can feel deeply. And the 7 of Wands is asking you to maybe bring down some of your walls, your barriers against what you feel is holding you back from love. And with any kind of manifestation work, the first step is to do shadow work, is to do healing work around your old stories and your limiting beliefs. Is what I said in the beginning of the reading, because ultimately you are going to get the 10 of Cups, bottom of the deck energy. The 10 of Cups, besides the Sun card, is the happiest card in the deck. This talks about fulfillment of happiness, fulfillment of all your wishes and your desires. This could also talk about family and children. You have 3 cards here with Cups energy. So this is like full emotional fulfillment. It's just so exciting. Yay, Libra rising. Let me know again if this resonated with you. Okay, now we're going to go on to Scorpio rising, and this new moon and the Lionsgate portal is happening in your 10th house of career. Wow, having 10 Leo in your 10th house, you are a badass leader. Are you some kind of like leader, speaker, somebody who is not afraid to shine? Is the energy that I'm feeling here. Even though you're a Scorpio rising, and Scorpios have this reputation of, mystery and magic, having Leo in your 10th house is really, really benefic, I feel. So we are asking Spirit from the highest realms for the good of all involved. Angels and archangels. What would you like Scorpio rising to know about this new moon in Leo happening in their 10th house? Okay, the first card out is the Three of Wands. Have you all been waiting for something? Have you been waiting for an opportunity? Have you been waiting for your big break? Or you've been waiting for, yeah, the opportunity? That's the feeling I'm getting. I'm feeling like, where is it already? And this is probably why you are manifesting, doing your vision boards, your scripting for this new moon in Leo, because this is happening in a pretty high area of your chart. The 10th house is the highest point of our chart. And you are like, where is it already? But I just have to say that whatever you had to go through, the lessons that you had to learn, the people that you had to meet were essential to whatever you're calling in at this time with your career. So we have the 8 and 9 of Wands together coming out after the 3 of Wands. The 8 of Wands to the 9 of Wands is saying to me, don't give up. Don't be so fixated on the goals. Don't be so fixated on attaching your worth, attaching your idea of success based on what you receive from the outer realm. Because when you do that, you are having a very limited experience of life, because you are continually chasing the next thing. And I don't necessarily attribute this to Scorpio rising, but I'm feeling this like anxious energy coming through of like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? But when you can, with the bottom deck energy, sit the Hermit, sit and understand that when you are just living life in your fullest heart space, Leo energy, remember that, in your fullest, like richest, abundant life now, no matter what is happening in the outer realm, that is what a rich, abundant life is. And I know this is easier said than done. Trust me, Aries, like I know all about waiting and being impatient, but this message is coming through really, really, really strongly of like, maybe Spirit is making you wait because they want you to learn the valuable lesson of knowing what you are truly wanting out of life at its essence, with the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. Like you have to understand that you can't keep like chasing after the thing from moment to moment, because the 9 of Wands talks about persevering, not giving up. The 8 of Wands talks about coming in really quickly. So they're almost like opposing energies. It's like Spirit's like, stop. We're holding it right here because we want you to really get this idea that whatever you are waiting for, quote unquote, because time is not real, right? That it's already here. And we want you to feel abundant. We want you to feel like everything is here in this moment in time. And I know this is like easier said than done again, but the message is that if you've been waiting for some kind of break, some kind of opportunity in your career during Leo season, especially since your 10th house is being activated, everything happens in divine timing. And I know I hate when people say that too, but just know that it is all here in this moment, and that maybe spirit wants you to relax and enjoy and really feel into the essence of what it is to fully feel abundant and fully feel aligned now, without the external world confirming all of that to you. Woo! And I feel like I can say that to a Scorpio rising, because you get it. You get deep too. And having Leo in that house, it's like, you know, because Scorpio is a fixed sign. So is Leo. So are all the activations that are happening now. And fixed signs are very fixed in what they believe they want in the timing that they want it. But maybe this is a lesson in divine timing. Okay, fellow Sag risings, this is happening in our 9th house of higher learning, foreign travel, teaching, spirituality, law, courts, justice. So I know for myself personally, when all these energies started moving into our 9th house, back when Venus and Mars were there, I really felt interested in learning different things. Like I felt like really called to learn different studies of astrology beyond Western, like Vedic and Mayan, and also get back into learning Korean because it's a foreign language. I don't know where you are in the world right now or what state you live in, but it looks like we might be going into another panorama 4.0. So, or we were always in the panorama 1.0. I have to laugh to keep from crying. So I don't know how that will not allow you or us to travel, especially to foreign countries. But normally the 9th house is about foreign travel and exploring beyond your home base. Because the 3rd house, the opposite sign of Aquarius, is like I live in New York, so I would travel to like upstate New York, right? The 9th house is like me going to Egypt, for example. But again, not sure how much of that can happen because of the panorama and the current situation of the world. So maybe you feel called to connect to that area of the world, but through learning, through reading, through maybe you feel called to start a blog or start writing or start communicating more, teaching. Maybe you are hoping for a contract to go your way, because the 9th house also talks about like law and justice. And not a lot of people talk about that side of Sagittarius, where it is like the higher courts. So we are asking Spirit, ancient ancestors from the highest realm. Ooh, the Ace of Cups came flying out, and I love to see the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, I'm getting this feeling, this message of like an offering from Spirit. This is something that you didn't necessarily earn, right? This is something that you didn't necessarily work for, but it's like an extra leg up from Spirit. Like, here you go. Something that we've been working for, but we were like, what the heck? Sagittarian risings, like, if you're like me and you've had a rough like 4 years, me specifically, I've had very confusing 4 years, which coincides with my spiritual awakenings. I'm so glad to see this, because I do feel that in Leo season, this one specifically, feeling more in our body, in our power, because when we have eclipses in our 1st house in the South Node, which has been happening since 2020, it can drain our life force energy. So having Leo season, having all these harmonious aspects, because as a Sag rising, the 9th house is trine to a lot of the Leo energies, but also trine to Uranus, which is in our 6th house. it's finally a month where there's not that much crazy shit happening in our chart, and we can take a little bit of a breath after all of this ego death that we've been going through for Sag risings. So this month we're having many positive, okay, I shouldn't say positive or negative, harmonious aspects, which are trines. They're 120-degree angles. And since Leo is in our 9th house, which is our house, we feel more empowered and we feel more at home. Ooh, okay. That's too many. Someone's calling me. That's why the music stopped. I'm telling you. Everybody be like, Laura's recording, so I have to be up in this place. Okay, Sag rising, 9th house. This is exciting. Ace of Cups. This could also be an offering of love, because one thing that I did not mention is that the numerology of 8 is also where the North Node is right now in Gemini, in our 7th house. So Leo, the Leo house, the 9th house, is in a sextile to our 7th house, with the North Node being there. So it's a very harmonious time for love for us. And, you know, a lot of cards fell out for us, but since you are my fellow Sag risings, I'm going to keep all of them, because I feel like this message is necessary for us since we've had it pretty rough. The first card that came out is the Strength card, which is the Leo energy. And I spoke about this at the beginning of this talk, this session. This is the 8th card in the tarot. It is in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, a woman holding the lion's mouth open. I think in this one it's a tiger, but still feline energy, right? This is a time for Sag risings to feel truly embodied with all the lessons, all of the learnings that you have personally gone through in the last eclipse season, last year, 18 months, and start sharing it with other people, whether it is your own community, your own family, your own friends, because the 9th house it talks about being a teacher. With the 4 of Pentacles, normally with the 4 of Pentacles, I would think of like hoarding resources, but in this case, I don't feel that energy at all. I feel actually stability with this energy. And by the way, I use my intuition and divination to interpret these cards the way I feel in my intuition, not necessarily in the way that these cards might traditionally tell you. This is why I believe using your intuition is so powerful, because each reader interprets the energies in a different way at the moment for the people who need to hear it. Anyway, I feel stability with the 4 of Pentacles here. And I don't know about you, again, like I said, but when you have the South Node transiting your 1st house, it could be very unstable. It can be very like, who am I? Eclipses, you know, just imagine like a huge energetic shower taking away all of the crap, all of the like stuff that you've accumulated over the years that do not serve you, and the eclipse energies, that activation, washing all of that away. And so when you get that energetic shower, that energetic removal of debris that no longer serves you, sometimes there is a void. There's an emptiness where you feel like, who am I? What am I doing? What's happening? So the 4 of Pentacles to me, with the Strength card coming out, is you feel more stable, you feel more in your body. And I think I said that even before the cards came out. With the 7 of Pentacles, something that you've seeded a long time ago, and this could even possibly be since last year, before the first eclipse happened in Sagittarius of May of 2020, something that you seeded at that time is coming into fruition now. Since this is the 7 of Pentacles, which talks about, you know, something that you've been watering for a while and now you're waiting for it to bear fruit. with the Temperance card, which is the Sagittarius card, by the way, this is like finally things coming into balance. Like we've been patient, right? We've been like, okay, you're going to take away certain things that make Sagittarians normally feel aligned, like traveling, like traveling is a big one. Being with people, moving around, feeling free. If you're going to take that away from Sagittarians, then what happens is it forces us to go inward to find the inner stability within. And I'm holding up the Strength in the Four of Pentacles again, because when you take away the thing that makes us light up, which for us Sagittarians is through all of those topics that I just described, then you find with the Star card that the power was within you all along, with the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And I'm telling you, this is why I wanted to show all of these to you, because these are most of my favorite cards are in this reading. And it just made me feel like, oh, so happy. Like, I have said this in many different episodes that the Star card in Tarot is my favorite card because it is Aquarius energy. But when I see this card, it makes me feel hopeful. It gives me permission to be in my dreams. It makes me feel like light. You know, when things are dark and you can't necessarily see the way forward, I always look to the stars because I know that they're always there even when it is dark. And then with the Queen of Wands, which is our energy, by the way, Queen of Wands is the feminine archetype of Aries, Leo, and Sag. She is passionate. She knows who she is. If the Queen of Wands was an archetype in real life, it would be for me, Rihanna, even though I'm not sure Rihanna is a fire sign. I don't know. I can't believe I don't know that. But the Queen of Wands is somebody who takes no bullshit. She just is who she is, and she doesn't have to apologize. She doesn't have to, you know, like make excuses. She just is. She is power. Okay, so Rihanna is a Pisces, but you get what I'm saying. Like, the energy of Rihanna is, bitch better have my money. Like, somebody who knows who she is, the kind of space that she wants to take up, and asks for what she is worth. So in summary, for Sag risings, it might be a time for you to share your knowledge with others. Maybe this Ace of Cups that I first pulled out is you offering the cup to other people, you offering yourself, you know, like a window into your soul. This could also be, like I said, if you are thinking about love, some love that you've been waiting for a long time with that Seven of Pentacles is finally coming into fruition, finally coming into your physical 3D reality. But either way, this is such a positive reading and I feel really good vibes. So yay, Sag risings. Okay, so now we are on Capricorn risings. This is happening in your 8th house of death, rebirth, and transformation. Okay, Capricorn risings. Are you asking for what you are worth? Are you putting forth the energy of, I am owning my power, activating that Leo energy within you, asking for help, letting other people know what you are doing, what you are contributing to the world, receiving. So I see the 8th house as so many different things, but for you specifically, I'm feeling the art of receiving and allowing, because the 8th house is other people's resources. It's knowing that you are divinely taken care of. And first card out is the 5 of Wands. Stop being so worried, Capricorn risings. You are ruled by Saturn, so I think it's in your nature to always like worry, always plan for the future, worry about your finances, depending, obviously this is a general reading, so depending on where everything else is, but this is what I'm saying. Like, I think you are being called at this time to really trust that you are taken care of. I don't know why I get all this, like, I have this feeling of anxiety in my chest. Do 8th house things during this new moon in Leo, like mysticism, tarot, astrology, doing some kind of like past life regression. 8th house is the occult. So maybe in this new moon in Leo, which Capricorn risings or Capricorn energy in general is not necessarily the zodiac sign that I think of when I think of like the outer realms or mysticism. They find comfort in the material realm, but maybe this is a new opportunity for you to do that, because once you realize that you are taken care of, exactly, see 6 of Pentacles, taking care of yourself, giving to yourself, knowing that there is a divine order. When you give, you receive. That is one of the laws of the universe. 6 is the number of harmony. So moving away from worrying to understanding the laws of the universe. You should watch or listen to my episode about the 12 universal laws and how there's more to manifestation than just the law of attraction. The law of attraction is like actually very limited, but there's 12 other laws, and one of them is about giving and receiving and how they are basically one thing. Yeah, 10 of Wands. Stop. I feel like I'm going to be a broken record by the end of your reading. Stop being worried by overburdening yourselves with things that really you cannot control. With the Ace of Swords at the back of the deck, you're going to realize, you're going to have clarity that, okay, brace yourself. This might be triggering. All of your worries have no merit. A lot of the things that you are fearful of, a lot of the things that you occupy your mind of are either things that have happened in the past, because you are ruled by Saturn and you think a lot about the past and how you could have done things differently, or you're over focused on the future where like, I have to prepare, blah, 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 blah. So it's really hard for me to relate to that energy because I live in the moment, fire energy. So, not that I'm saying I'm better than you, because I could use some more of that energy within myself. I'm just saying you have to give yourself the grace, most of all, the grace to actually contemplate, even journal all the fears that you have. I call it fear setting, and ask yourself if they are real and if they hold a space, if they even have the right to hold space in your head, because that should not live in your head rent-free, because what you are projecting through your thoughts and your feelings becomes your reality. And if you are focusing too much of your energy and your mind and your, Wands energy is energy. So Wands energy is fire element. So if you're spending too much of your time and energy worrying, being fearful, and being too burdened down by what you cannot control, it's harder for you to manifest, because in order for you to manifest, you have to be a clear channel. You have to, again, like I said in the beginning, the art of receiving and allowing. And with the 6 of Pentacles, that's what that energy is all about, receiving and giving. And you're going to have clarity over this on this new moon, this portal. And you're going to realize that once you start doing it, it's going to manifest, and you're going to realize like, okay, I get it now. Okay, Capricorn rising, I'm so sorry that I felt like I was hard on you, but life is too short to spend 95% of your time worrying. I'm telling you. I hope you listened to the beginning of this podcast episode video, because so many people I know have been transitioning, and no amount of astrology, no amount of having teachers, psychics, guides will tell you when you are departing from this physical realm, from this planet. Because ultimately your soul has a plan, or I don't really exactly know how that works, because again, I'm just human, I don't know anything. But the case in point is we don't know. So you might as well spend that 95% of your energy into something that you want to live, something that you want to create. And with the 8th house being the house of death, rebirth, transformation, this is an important time for you to recognize that you can transmute some of those fears, some of those doubts, those burdens, that conflict of your energy into something you want to create. Remember, Newton's first law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can just be transformed into something different. Next, we have Aquarius rising, and this is happening in your 7th house of one-on-one partnerships, either romantic or business. So this new moon in Leo, maybe you're calling in a business partner or a soul partner, or more depth in your one-on-one relationships. And maybe even long-term, because Saturn is transiting in retrograde in your 1st house. So let's see here. Spirit, ancient ancestors, angels and archangels from the highest realms, what can you tell us about Aquarius rising in their 7th house? I think Saturn retrograde happening in your 1st house, you're definitely reflecting back on your past relationships and how you showed up to them specifically, and how you want to show up moving forward. And this could either be a current relationship that you are in, or one that you're calling in that you want some kind of renewal over. And since Leo is your 7th house, your 7th house ruler, you want to inject some passion there. I'm sure you attract some very passionate partners. Oh, that's so amazing. And the fact that Mercury and the Sun are transiting your 7th house, you might get some kind of communication. Oh, wow. Okay. So we have the Tower. I'm just going to say it. Some of you might have been going through a breakup, or you're contemplating going through a breakup. When the Tower comes up during a reading like this, and it's in your 7th house, you might either be contemplating that because you've realized something about yourself, because when Saturn transits our 1st house, it makes us feel very serious about our lives and about who we are as people. And then in turn, the people around us, right? So you're either contemplating this or you have already gone through this. And I just want to say that obviously within reason, within your own personal situation and listening to your own intuition, you have to let those people, those relationships go if they do not serve you, because it takes 2 people to form a union, to form a relationship. And if one person's not interested or not doing their part, then you need to release yourself of that. And because the Chariot came out next to it, which is the card, the energy of moving forward, I feel like you're going to feel liberated. And again, I keep bringing this up, but Newton's first law of thermodynamics talks about energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So when you let go of something, you create space for something else to come in. A lot of people are afraid to release relationships that no longer serve them because they're afraid of being alone. But what Leo season might be calling you to do is to be alone for a hot minute, to remember who you are. Like in Lion King, like in Simba, he heard, I think it was Mufasa's ghost, remember who you are. I feel like I'm Mufasa right now, telling you, Aquarius rising, to remember who you are, because people don't talk enough about just the beauty of being single. Hello, I've been single for a hot minute here since my last serious relationship, because I had to remember who the fuck I was and what I wanted out of a partnership. Partnerships are a big deal. It's not something that we should take lightly. Our society talks about this all the time, but then we aren't given the tools unless you seek it out yourself on how to do that, on how to consciously communicate with people, right? Mercury again being in that 7th house. And then we have the 3 of Cups, reunion, union, friendship, be with friends if this is the case. Again, this is a general reading, so this might resonate for just a few of you, of like feeling the need to break free of something. All right, if it's not happening with your relationship, this is a general sign that you need to break free of something, move forward, find those friendships and those partnerships that truly help you feel fulfilled. Friendships even. The 4 of Swords at the back of the deck is calling you to go inward. It's calling you to take rest. It's calling you to remember who you are. I cannot make this stuff up. Sometimes the cards are just so literal. Okay, Aquarius risings, let me know if that resonated with you in the comments. Now we're on to Pisces rising. The new moon in Leo is happening in your 6th house of daily habits, day-to-day work, health, coworkers, and pets. So are you, Pisces risings, getting a pet? Possibly even a cat with the new moon in Leo. Could be a very healing, excuse me, healing force around you. Maybe you are starting a new health routine, and health can also mean the mind. So maybe you're considering going to therapy, or you're starting a new exercise routine, because Pisces being Neptune, you know, Neptune and Jupiter, your ruler, you are dreamy, you are like in the other realms, and maybe this 6th house activation is calling for you to be more focused in your day-to-day habits, the mundane. And I know, like, trust me, I'm a Sagittarius rising, I'm ruled by Jupiter as well. If someone told me or asked me like what my least favorite house is, it would probably be the 6th house. It's like, no, I don't want to care about the day-to-day boring crap. Like, I want to think about, you know, I'm trying to think what is my favorite house. I think I like the 8th house now the best. Just knowing about the 8th house, like, it's just like so deep and just so mystical. Anyway, I digress. So let's ask Spirit for guidance for Pisces rising. Spirit guides, angels, archangels from the highest realm. What is your message for Pisces rising during this new moon in Leo in the 6th house? Ooh, okay, I think I'm gonna keep those. Okay. A new opportunity. A new opportunity, basically. Now, I'm channeling 2 things. So there might be multiple Pisces risings listening to this or watching this. And my nose is itchy, so that's a confirmation. This could be an offering for a job, or for an offering from something that you've been kind of waiting for a little bit. And now I feel like it's work related, because the pentacle is about something material, something that is like, you can actually see it. It can also be, I'm feeling an offering from a coworker for assistance, for help. And this is somebody who has been kind of like watching over you, somebody who has been like watching. Again, this is somebody who's close to you. It could be a coworker, somebody who's like in your near vicinity, who has been hearing your story, maybe a mentor. And I say it could be a mentor because of the King of Cups here. The King of Cups is your energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, somebody who cares about you very deeply. I don't feel like this is romantic. I feel like this is more work related. Somebody who's been in your like environment, who's been watching over you, watching what you've been doing, and wants to help you out and is giving you this offer of this help. The Ace of Pentacles is exciting because it's like an offering. It's like, here you go. It's like spirit intervening, you know, but spirit works through different people. And since I said the new moon in Leo is happening in your 6th house of work, day-to-day habits, somebody is intervening, somebody's coming in. I feel like it's somebody who's been around you, somebody that you know, and somebody that you deeply trust that is offering help. It could be a piece of advice. It could be, hey, I'll take you out for a coffee. It could be a mentor. The 4 of Wands is like a happy card. The 4 of Wands reminds me of the 4th house of astrology, which is the home. It's nurturing. It's you feel happy and you feel nurtured. And it's also the 11-11 card, alignment, another portal to like walk in through. So once you get this offer and you trust this offer because it's somebody that you trust, that you feel deeply connected to, and you're almost going to go into a new, like, I guess the word elevation came into my head, but it's not elevation. It's like a new fill in the blank here, a new era of your life, a new era of your work or your health or some aspect of your life that you've been seeking help from, with the bottom deck being the 8 of Pentacles. Again, something that you've been working on or something that you're going to be hyper focused on for the long term. So for example, if some of you have been like seeking a mentor to help you learn something or get hyper focused on a specialty, this person is going to come in to help you. So just look out after that. Look out for that and look out for the signs, because this is somebody that you deeply trust, somebody that has your back, somebody who you feel emotionally connected to. And I don't mean necessarily in a romantic way, although it could be. It could be like you meet your coworker one day, not meet your coworker one day. One day your coworker is like, let's go out for a coffee or let's go out for a drink, you know, having this 8 of Pentacles being that offer. And all of a sudden you're like, I'm in love. But Pisces rising, I think this is an exciting time for you to really engage in your mundane life in a different way, your 6th house of like, how can I see this in a different way? How can I inject more life? You know, Leo energy is like excitement. It's fun, it's creative. And again, and not that it's the most exciting area of your life, but making your mundane life just as spiritual as the other aspects of your life is life, actually. Okay, now we're on to Aries rising. This is happening in your 5th house. Okay, Aries rising, I am convinced, has one of the best charts because you have Leo in your 5th house, which is its natural ruler. Leo owns the 5th house, which is all about creativity, fun, joy, play, entertainment. Are some of you Aries risings thinking about becoming famous in some way, becoming more in the spotlight in some way, or having children? Leo is about children as well. And the 5th house is the house of children, connecting to your inner child. What did you like to do as a child in the past? Okay, so we are asking, what is your advice for Aries rising for this new moon in Leo in the 5th house for the highest good of all involved? Thank you. I don't know why I said it this way. Yeah, I feel this like fun, light energy coming from your group, coming from the Aries rising, like there's not a care in the world. And being an Aries rising, you are ruled by Mars. So you take action towards what you say, what you do. Exactly. The Two of Wands is your energy, Aries. So whatever you are thinking about with this new moon in Leo, you are getting after it. You have like focused tunnel vision, as this card is depicting right now. You're like, I'm getting after it. I'm moving forward. I have all the energy, all the passion and desire that I need to make this happen. You don't necessarily know how, you don't necessarily know when, but that doesn't matter to an Aries rising. In your fifth house of Leo, you just move. It's almost like the Fool card energy. You leap, you take that leap off the cliff, knowing and fully trusting that the universe will catch you. Like I said, I feel a lot of excitement energy coming from Aries rising group. So whatever this is in is exciting. Oh my God, the King of Wands. Again, this is your energy, Leo, Sag, Aries. The King of Wands is like, I'm, again, getting after it. I'm main character energy. Something that I think I said in the beginning, even before the cards came out, was, are some of you interested in becoming more seen, more in the spotlight? Maybe actors, actresses, in entertainment, because the third and 11th house are more social media famous. The fifth house is more like actress, actor energy here. Or just main character energy in whatever aspect of your life you feel called to right now. Okay. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords coming out. This is like analysis by paralysis. This is like anxiety. It's sleepless nights. So it's an interesting energy to come out, especially because the two first cards were very much the energy of what I was feeling. But it makes sense because Aries risings, Aries in general, don't have any patience. And when things are not moving at the pace that you want specifically, and also having this in Leo is like, you want it now, you want it immediately. And so when it doesn't happen, you're like, you have anxiety, you have sleepless nights. But with the bottom deck energy being the Seven of Pentacles, you are being reminded to be patient. And I know Aries hearing that is, you're going to tell me to go fuck off, which is fine. I respect that. I'm an Aries sun, but you don't get the fruit of a tree when you plant it. You don't even get the fruit after you water it. You know, it takes time. Good things take time. So you're going to get it. Trust me. You have all of this energy in the beginning. You have all of everything. You have the looks. I can already feel your energy coming through. You have main character energy. You have the energy, the vitality. And now it's just a matter of allowing the universe to show it to you, allowing the universe to align everything in your favor. And yeah, like good things take time. That's the message that's coming through. But this is so exciting because, you know, at a new moon, you plant seeds in the dark of the night. You don't see, you just plant the seeds with full trust. So now over the next 6 months, you know, do your work, water your plant, give it enough sun, give it enough love, talk to your plant, and it can happen faster than you think. Hey, thank you, Aries risings. Now we are on Taurus rising. Uranus is transiting your first house. How is that going? Oh my goodness. Ooh, I hope you're taking care of your health first and foremost. Taurus rising, having Taurus in your first house is all about your body. And Uranus transiting your first house is like sudden health things, sudden health. Yeah, I don't mean to scare you. I'm just, you know, big sister energy coming through here. Take care of your health, take care of your body. But the fourth house is about home. It's about maybe you are thinking about moving. Maybe you're thinking about making your house more bright with Leo being there. Making it more suitable to your life force energy. Look into feng shui. I don't know why that came through. But you know, Taurus, you love your creature comfort. So I'm sure you're going to make your home very beautiful with lots of textures, lots of good energy, lots of beautiful things. So we are going to ask spirit, angels, archangels from the highest realm, what do you want Taurus risings to know for this new moon in Leo happening in their fourth house? I don't know why, but I just heard that for some of you, you liked the panorama because you were able to be at home, which is so not Leo energy. Because like Leo energy is like wanting to be seen, right? Wanting to go out, wanting to, which is such a contradictory energy for the fourth house. But I really feel, I heard for some of you, you were like, I really like the panorama because I got to stay home in my beautiful home. I don't know, some of you might have really beautiful homes. I don't doubt that. You are ruled by Venus after all. Okay, for the first card coming through is Judgment. Some kind of awakening, some kind of revelation, and Mercury being here too. You know, the fourth house also talks about our ancestors, our roots, our family. So maybe you are, I think I forgot what month this was or what season this was or what moon cycle this was. It could have been for Taurus risings. I think I mentioned one of these groups that I said that they would be interested in doing like ancestral work or ancestral healing, or even like 23andMe or like ancestry.com, like learning about your ancestors. And this is going to give you a lot of like clarity and a lot of awakening. The word awakening keeps coming up with Judgment. A lot of understanding of yourself and your family. And with Mercury being there next to the sun, it's like the sun could be a father archetype. So maybe you are doing some healing with your father. Yeah, see, it's family. 10 of Cups. Something with your family. You're doing some kind of healing. Maybe you are calling in a child, because Leo talks is about children. Maybe you are wanting to have a child. Maybe you are wanting to become a mother or father. It has to do with family, but in like a revelation, some kind of awakening. If you are calling in a baby of some sorts, maybe even connecting to your ancestors and asking them what it is that you can do to help you with that process as well. This is so beautiful. It's definitely family related. So, oh, take care of your health. Isn't that what I said? Oh my goodness, yeah. If you are on this journey of calling in a baby, this is only for some of you because not everybody wants babies. But in order for you to move forward with this journey, I'm getting this very, very significant energy of connect to your ancestors, also taking care of your health and your body. First and foremost, Uranus is transiting your first house, like I said. But with this new moon in Leo in your 4th house, you might want to connect to like your, paternal line, your ancestry and your paternal line, do some ancestral healing, because that might give you more clarity of how to move forward. I'm holding up the 6 of Swords next to the 10 of Cups and the Judgment. And the bottom of the deck is the 2 of Wands. Again, moving forward, being able to charge forward with that fire energy, the Leo energy. But the main message that is coming through is take care of your body, take care of your health, and do some connection to your ancestors. Wow, Taurus risings. Did not expect that to come through. All right, Gemini risings. This is happening in your 3rd house of communication, social media, your community, siblings, broadcasting, journalism, writing, the mind. So new moon in Leo, are you thinking about learning something new? Are you thinking about traveling somewhere local? Are you thinking about reconnecting to some of your siblings or making yourself known in your community? Maybe you're thinking about being a community organizer or being more Leo, like, hi, I'm here on social media. This is me. This is what I'm communicating to the world. Those are all the themes. And so we are asking Spirit, ancient ancestors, angels and archangels from the highest realms, what is the message for Gemini rising for this new moon in Leo? I'm almost done with these readings. As you can tell, I'm starting to get loopy. 8 of Cups followed by the Fool. Ooh, baby. All right. If you are going on this journey, whatever you want to start in this area of your life, you need to let go of something. You need to leave something behind. Now, the 8 of Cups is about when you're at that journey of your journey, when you're at that point, when you've achieved all that you've achieved, when you've reached a level of success or achievement of some sort, and you leave all of that behind to find a spiritual understanding of your life, a deeper meaning of yourself. With the Fool, this is Uranus energy. This is taking a leap, knowing that the universe will catch you, which is so interesting because I channeled this card, the Fool card, in a different group, and now it's showing up. But I feel that the leaps that you want to take in this area of your life, which is your mind, social media, broadcasting, I'm getting this feeling that a lot of you Gemini risings, because you are ruled by Mercury and you are naturally communicative. Is that a word? Communicative? You are naturally like not shy people per se, but maybe you want to show up in this area of your life in a different way, maybe bolder, maybe more confident. You're going to have to trust in the universe that whatever you are communicating will be received by somebody. Now, when I first started sharing on social media in 2018 about my spiritual side, I was fucking scared. I would have hives all over my body. I would be, like stuttering, or like misusing my words, like kind of like I'm doing now, like tripping over my words, because I wasn't like fully embodied with my power and knowing that if I'm communicating something that I'm passionate about, that I believe in, that other people don't need to necessarily receive it or accept it or claim it, but that I'm doing it because somebody out there will, who needs to hear it from me. So you need to leave behind those feelings of doubt, something that is holding you back literally from just showing up like the radiant Gemini rising that you are. Like, what? Gemini risings, I feel like, are some of the most interesting and most curious and most like mentally stimulating people that I've ever personally met. And with the Queen of Cups coming out, remembering to listen to your intuition, remember to feel into your body what feels right for you. So how you communicate, how you show up is entirely up to you. Leo is the energy of being authentic to yourself and listening to your own intuition. The Queen of Cups, she is the most intuitive archetype in the tarot, besides the High Priestess, the most psychic. So I feel like whatever you are doing, just remember to listen to your intuition and leave behind what no longer serves you. And whatever you do want to create in this new cycle, know that you can, and the universe will catch you with this Fool here. But you have to let go of those stories that you might be holding on to, because at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. I love to see the Ace of Wands. This is like, boom. I always see the Ace of Wands as like, I don't know if I could say it on here, but, you know, a phallic reference, you know, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I need to do. This is, I have all the energy, resources. I have my full power. I have everything that I need here to do what needs to be done. And I'm doing it because I believe in it and I feel confident in it. So I hope that was an inspiring and motivating word of advice for you, Gemini risings, but you can do it. You're doing great, sweetie. Last but not least, we have Cancer rising. This is happening in your second house. All righty. So, whew. Second house is all about self-worth, values, your money. So new moon in Leo happening in your second house. Oh, Cancer rising, you are being called to be confident in yourself, to be confident in your worth, to be fearlessly bold in asking for what you deserve in terms of value, of money, of time, and resources. Are you cutting yourself short of what you are owed? I think today, the day I'm recording this, is August 3rd, which is, I'm totally going to butcher this, Equal Pay for Black Women Day. Basically, like, Black women make much less than white women, much less than white men. And so if you are a Cancer rising who happens to be a Black queen and sister, you ask for what you are worth, okay? The energies I love to channel with this is Meg Thee Stallion. She is the queen and goddess of hot girl enterprises. Whenever I need to feel confident, I just play her music and it makes me feel so in my body, so in my power. So Cancer rising, I don't know why I felt the need to give this piece of advice to you, because you are ruled by the moon. So you are, you know, a shapeshifter person. Yeah, you are a shapeshifter. So having Leo in your second house, this is a time for you to be bold in what you are worth. Remember who you are. That keeps coming through in all the readings. So we're going to ask Spirit what Cancer risings need to hear for this new moon in Leo. Sorry, my nose gets stuffy every time I channel. I'm sure those of you who've been watching me on YouTube know that by now, but as the reading gets longer and longer, my nose gets stuffier and stuffier. And if you're listening from the podcast and you've been listening to the whole thing, oh my word, hello. Thanks for being here. Okay, amazing. The world. You have the world coming out in your reading. This is like, first of all, it's the last card in the deck, in the whole entire tarot deck. So it's like a manifestation of something. Money, perhaps. New moon in Leo with Mercury there, opposite Aquarius in your 8th house. And you've had you've had one full moon in Aquarius in your 8th house, and then you're going to have a second one happening at the end of this month. Like maybe you're coming into a full bounty of abundance, a culmination of energy of these aspects of your life, right? An ending of a cycle, perhaps a beginning of a new cycle. Again, I keep referring to this, but Newton's first law of thermodynamics is nothing is created nor destroyed. So as you destroy something, as you release something, something else is replaced by that energy. With the 6 of Swords next to it, you are moving forward with like new clarity of something. The 6 of Swords is moving forward, and it might be that you need to take some distance from your like current finances or looking at the material realm too much, because this is a 2nd house after all, or like constantly in the scarcity mindset and thinking of like seeing the bigger picture. Seeing the bigger picture of what is being played out. And so really like at this new moon in Leo, set intentions for self-worth and set intentions for what you value, because what we value and what we place our worthiness is what we attract. And I know people say that all the time, but it's so true. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. Ooh. Six of Swords. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. This calls for teamwork, actually. It's interesting because Leo energy is all about like being authentic to yourself. It's almost an energy of individualism, but I think what Spirit is asking you to do is to possibly work in a team, ask for help so that you can create more financial abundance for yourself. Have some of you been calling in like friendships that are worth, like who will reflect your own worth and your own worthiness? Because I think that when you can truly remind yourself that, you know, again, I was saying this in the beginning of your reading, the new moon in Leo happening in your 2nd house is you're being bold in this area of your life, of your self-worth, of how you show up, of asking for what you want. And when you do that, you create this ripple effect, this energetic fortitude of then you reflect back what you are worthy of. And you could be calling in more assistance, more abundance. And for some reason, in your reading specifically, I hadn't done this in any other group. I'm really called to talk about your 8th house, which is the opposite house in Aquarius, because you have 2 full moons in Aquarius in that 8th house. So just look at where you have Aquarius energy as well. Like if you have any personal like planets there, because I feel like for you, for Cancer rising, your 2nd and 8th house are being activated a lot because those are your, Leo and Aquarius axis. And that is basically our feeling of worthiness, our intimacy, our feeling like we can move forward knowing that we are fully trusting in what this universe and what our humanly experience has to offer. And the bottom of the deck energy is the King of Pentacles, which I was like, it's interesting that he's coming up in this reading, but I feel like this is you. You are the King of Pentacles. And the new moon in Leo is asking you to be this energy, being so empowered. This is like CEO vibes. This is like boss vibes. This is somebody who asks for what he, she, they want, knows their worth, knows like how their own viewpoints and feelings about themselves creates a ripple effect in the collective. And I think asking for help and finding people who can help you, not only help you, but reflect back to you who you truly are inside, is going to really help you to move forward in whatever you're creating. The world is your oyster. The world is literally like, okay, Cancer risings, what do you want? Because what you want is based on your beliefs, your thoughts, and how you feel about yourself. With that being said, we are finished with all of the rising signs. I hope this helped you. I hope it gave you clarity. And I hope most of all that it helped you feel like you weren't going crazy, that these energies are helping you, supporting you in the Leo area of your life. But thank you so much if you've made it this far, for watching, for listening, and for supporting me in this channel of this podcast. And it's 5:55, the energy of change. So with that, I'm going to end this right here. Thank you so much.